Since the beginning of patch 0.13, there were so many changes and additions to Tarkov, it was difficult to keep track of everything new and different. Obviously, one of the biggest things that was added was streets. A brand new map will always be exciting, regardless of what the map is or what the goals are for the player to experience while in the map. But one other thing was changed. That has had an overall massive impact on the gameplay experience within Tarkov, and it's the audio. The removal of Steam audio and its new replacement of Oculus audio has been somewhat of a trepidatious adventure for Tarkov as a whole. We really didn't know how good we had it until they gave you something that's so much worse. I can't think of a time where Tarkov's audio was this atrocious, and for once the community at large agrees with this sentiment. We all want Steam audio and Tarkov's old base audio system back if this is what we're going to be stuck with. Now, I'm sure that BSG knows how bad the situation is, but the fact we haven't heard them acknowledge it in any capacity, as far as I'm aware of, speaks volumes about how in the dark we actually are with these kinds of things. But if it wasn't bad enough that audio in general is scuffed beyond belief, specifically, Covert Movement in the game as of patch 0.13 is fundamentally broken, and it's extremely unfortunate. I've talked about Covert Movement in the past before in a previous video, and specifically I mainly go over what Covert Movement is, how you level up the skill, and what the benefits of doing so are. But if you watch the video carefully, you'll see me use Covert Movement many times throughout the video, and I make an almost no noise on any surface. Granted, it's a little difficult to hear over the music and myself, but just by watching the footage, I'm thinking, I haven't used Covert Movement at all this wipe. And that's because it's broken. You make the same, if not arguably more, sound on any surface than just walking. This entire element that is in the game that we've all used before to ambush an unsuspecting player for a sneaky kill has essentially been uprooted and removed from the game. Now, to play devil's advocate here, I guarantee that it's just a bug and that at some point, maybe in a month or two, they will adjust the audio for crouch walking back to what it was previously. However, if the doomer in me has anything to say, it would argue this change was intentional. Even with the completely scuffed audio, it was one aspect of the change that they got right on their end. But then that begs the question, why did they change it in the first place? Why would they implement systems in the game that allow you to completely control the volume of your PMC, only to basically get rid of it when an introduction of a new audio backend? Like I said, I honestly, truly think this is a bug that hasn't been resolved yet. If they couldn't get Steam audio right in over 2 years of it being in the game, I can only imagine how long this crapshoot is going to take to get right. But that's looking too far into the future. Right now, the audio in general sucks, and Covert Movement, a system I really enjoy using in certain places like dorms and resort, do not work right now. So it honestly makes more sense to just hold W and barrel on ahead and just be able to react. I've seen a lot of people saying that they have been playing Tarkov with music going, and I honestly don't blame them. Why try to use and rely on a system so vital to survival in this game when it isn't going to be accurate enough to keep you alive in the first place? It's really frustrating to go this long and have it this broken still. I can't even fathom how difficult a system like audio in a video game actually is. However, BSG chose this system, Oculus Audio, for a reason. They ditched Steam Audio for this. They must have a good reason for it, right? But I digress. Not being able to slow walk around and not sound like an elephant is sad. You can take all your gear off and only have your container on you, versus someone who's in the red for their weight, and if you both slow all the way down and start walking, it sounds roughly identical. It's kinda wild. I mean, there isn't really else much to say, honestly. One of Tarkov's core gameplay mechanics isn't working. Myself and a lot of us at the community really hope that it, like all other audio issues, get addressed sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, I guess we just have to deal with it and not use it. But I have a question as well. To anyone who watches this, what was your best kill or kills while using Covert Movement? Was it just one dude or two, a squad? Where were you when it went all down? I'd love to hear some stories about good kills while using Covert Movement. It'll be a little remembrance party while we all cross our fingers and hope it comes back. Because, again, if this is just how it is now, I'm going to be very unhappy because a mechanic in the game that a lot of people love and enjoy is now gone. Again, I think it's a bug and it's going to get addressed, but there is a tiny chance that this is one of those like, oh yeah, this is intentional changes, and I really hope it's not. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and be sure to subscribe for more videos about Tarkov and all of its fun and broken mechanics. I hope to see you in future ones.